I did a couple videos on meditation talking about how we scan our bodies from the tip of our head to the bottom of our toe and all four of our extremities. What we're doing is we're sharpening the brainstem by scanning our body, and we're feeling the sensations in our body. So our cells in our body, when we're feeling the sensations in our body, is creating friction and then combustion. Friction, combustion. Your body is renewing itself daily. The cells are exploding. They're creating friction and combustion, and that's the tingling sensations that you feel all over your body. What you're doing is you're sharpening your brainstem by focusing on your extremities, and you're raising your frequency, you're raising your consciousness, you're becoming more aware in your meditation. Some people meditate and they don't know that they meditate. Some people just sit for a few minutes by themselves when they take their time to themselves. Some people go and ride a motorcycle. So if you love riding, you'll understand that when you get on a motorcycle, everything, it doesn't matter how bad your day is, it doesn't matter what you're going through, but when you hop on that bike and you go riding, you forget about everything. Riding is another form of meditation. Some people garden. They tend to their gardens, so they pick the weeds. Some people go have a bonfire, which is something I love doing a lot in my meditation. I love staring and gazing in the flame. And gazing in the flame supposedly is supposed to awaken and release and decalcify your pineal gland, they say. So that's why the Hindus, that's why the Indians wear the dot on their head right here, is to symbolize the pineal gland. Your pineal gland is responsible for your intuition and wisdom. Right here, it's in the center of your brain. Well, that's the Brahman cave inside of your head. In the Bible, they talk about the cave, the awakening. That's where God resides, in your intuition and wisdom in your pineal gland. If you notice all over the world the symbolism of the pine cone represents the pineal gland and wisdom and intuition. So when I say, or when people say, pay attention to your gut feeling, that is, pay attention to your intuition and your wisdom. And the more you meditate, the more you raise your intuition and wisdom, the more you become more aware. In stressful times, it's good to ground and go earthing, take your shoes off, hit the grass or the dirt. And it's also good to meditate. So as soon as you feel really super stressed, it's good to go outside and breathe, do the breath work initially. The first thing you do is breath work. And then if you have access to earthing, grounding, go and ground and meditate. I've noticed when I'm very frazzled and with my energies and I can't control my energies, when I take my shoes off and I hit that grass out there, man, it's like an instant diffusion. It diffuses the negative energy and it breathes. It's kind of, it breathes life and energy, renewed, fresh energy into you. That's what happens when you ground. We are electrical beings, okay? There's a toroidal effect constantly surrounding your body, okay? And it starts up, it goes up the spine and the back, it comes forward, and it goes down like this, and it goes like this. It's a circle around the human body. That's our energy field. That's our electromagnetic field. So if your electromagnetic field is constantly surrounding your body, okay, the pains in your body, those are energy blockages. So what we're doing by meditating is we're unblocking the energy blockages. So we're unblocking ourselves so we can have a better flow. The toroidal effect is, if you cut an apple in half or an orange or a walnut, you can see the toroidal effect. That's the energy field of that fruit. The toroidal effect is around every living cell on planet Earth. It exists in everything. It exists in humans, animals, nature. It's frowned upon, though, here in the West. Here in the United States, a lot of holistic healing drugs, a lot of the plant-based medicines are illegal. And the reason is because it is direct competition with Big Pharma. You're taking money out of Big Pharma pocket. So we have to heal ourselves holistically. We have to heal ourselves and go back to nature, how the Indians said it was supposed to be. We have to connect to the ground. The Indians said that your soles of your shoes make you sick, the Indians said. So you got to take your shoes off so we can connect to the ground, because we are electrical beings. We have to connect to the earth so we can absorb the female energy of Gaia, so we could absorb the negative ions being emitted from the ground. That's feminine energy. When you go into nature, that's feminine energy. Creation is a feminine energy. If you're a creator, that's feminine energy. A lot of people favor a lot of the feminine energies more than the masculine energies. Like me, for instance, I love playing music. I love creating and making art. That's feminine energy. But the objective in this reality, and one of the main jobs that we have to do, is we need to balance both the divine masculine, and the divine feminine. We have to face the duality too. How I said in another video, I don't speak that thoroughly about duality in my previous video because I didn't know much about it, I admit. I apologize. I explained it as you get to choose, which is also true. You choose which side you want to duel with, but the acceptance and the surrendering comes in where you accept the negative and the positive. That's when you surrender and you accept both negative and positive is when you win. It's very hard to do that. I'm still doing that for myself, and I still have work I need to do, and I constantly tell everyone, hey, I'm teaching this stuff, but this is like a daily battle, like an alcoholic or a drug addict, that's trying to quit. This is daily, and I still make my mistakes, and I'm still flawed in my ways, but that's why we're here. We're here to learn this material. We're here to grow our souls. We're not here to make a bunch of money and then die. We're not here to kill ourselves 12 to 15 to 18 hours a day, because I've worked 18-hour shifts before, and more even, 20. When you work for yourself, you never take a day off. It's almost easier to work for someone else because at least you have your weekends and you have your guaranteed income. But when you work for yourself, sometimes when you're in the flow, you don't want to stop. You want to keep going, because sometimes when you have a bad flow, you're going to take 2-3 days off. That's why we meditate. We meditate so we could equalize our energies. I started meditation because I went to a meditation center for 10 days so I could heal, because I had it with my life, how I was living, and my mental thoughts were causing me physical pain, and I couldn't take it anymore. And so instead of going to rehab, I decided to enter a meditation center for 10 days, and I went 9 days, Asian noble silence, no talking. And it was 40 of us or more. And the males are separated from the females, no talking for 9 days. The last day you could talk so you can share your experiences. I meditated with people who just got out of prison, and I also meditated with people who were college professors at universities in the Chicagoland area. Good brothers. Very nice to meet you guys. And also, comment below and send me an email if you guys watch this. I'd love to keep in touch with you guys, and it was a pleasure. I went to my 10-day meditation course in March of 2016 for healing. I was drinking alcohol so much, and I was so crazy that I was like on the verge of, probably the worst. And I needed to change. I needed to change immediately, because I didn't know where my life was heading, and because I couldn't handle my stress. I couldn't handle my anxiety. So that's why I'm doing these videos. It's self-help, self-healing. Meditation works so awesome that I want to teach meditation. I would love to promote meditation. I would love to help people. I'm a helper. I like helping people. So I like helping people heal. And so this is something, this is the whole reason for Conscious Endeavors, is in my own healing and on my own path. I'm showing and teaching my experience. I'm showing my experience, so if anybody could resonate with what I'm going through, then maybe they can pick up something from this, and maybe they can help themselves or someone else. I feel like I hit the lottery with information, and I feel like I want to tell the world, I feel like I want to show others too. Because collectively, if you get together and unify, this is supposed to be the key, right? It's hard to do that though because of everyone's different separate mindsets. What we need to do is, instead of trying to save the world, and instead of trying to be a hero, all the heroes out there, I'm talking to you guys, all the guys that want to save the world, all the heroes out there, if you want to help save the world, the first thing you got to do is you help yourself, you save yourself if you want to help save the world. You can't help other people, you have to only help yourself, And that's going to be the start. If you want to change the world, you change with yourself. That's the only thing you could do. You can't change anything that's in your external. You can only change what's in your internal. Our external reality is only a mirrored reflection of what's going on internally. We go to meditate as much as we can. Sometimes you take months off and you forget, or sometimes you just kind of get burned out and you got to take a little break and you got to walk away, But go back to your meditation when you're feeling very stressed and when you're lost and when you can't take it anymore. Go inside, right here. The kingdom of heaven is internal, inside here. Okay? Have a good day. Conscious endeavors.